Hi, welcome in this new video. Today I am going to say you about power. The power sector in India is mainly governed by the Ministry of Power. There are three major pillars of power sector. These are generation, transmission, and distribution. As far as generation is concerned, it is mainly divided into three sectors. These are central sector, state sector, and private sector. Central sector or public sector undertakings PSUs involved in the generation of electricity include Power Finance Corporation PFC, Central Electricity Regulatory Commission CERC, Damodar Valley Corporation DVC, Neyveli Lignite Corporation Limited and LCL NHPC Limited, NTPC Limited, and Nuclear Power Corporation of India NPCIL. State-level corporations involved in the generation of electricity include Jharkhand State Electricity Board JSCB, Maharashtra State Electricity Board MSCB, Kerala State Electricity Board KSCB, in Gujarat MGVCL, PGVCL, DGVCL, UGVCL for distribution companies, and one controlling body GUVNL, and one generation company GSEC are also involved in the generation and intrastate distribution of electricity. Private sector enterprises also play a major role in generation, transmission and distribution. Private company in power sector contains major players in private sector like Adani Power, Reliance Energy, Suzlon, Tata Power, etc. Electricity transmission. The transmission lines operated in accordance with regulations or standards of Central Electricity Authority CEA or Central Electricity Regulatory Commission CERC or State Electricity Regulatory Commissions SCRCS, keeping in view the voltage stability, angular stability, loop flows, load flow, pattern and grid security. Transmission of electricity is defined as bulk transfer of power over a long distance at high voltage, generally of 132 kV and above. The Power Grid Corporation of India is responsible for the interstate transmission of electricity and the development of national grid. It is a PSU only in terms of package but works like a private organization. The entire country has been divided into 5 regions for transmission systems, namely, Northern Region, Northeastern Region, Eastern Region, Southern Region and Western Region. While the predominant technology for electricity transmission and distribution has been alternating current (AC) technology, high voltage direct current HVDC technology has also been used for interconnection of all regional grids across the country and for bulk transmission of power over long distances. Electricity distribution. Under the Indian Constitution, power is a concurrent subject and the responsibility for distribution and supply of power to rural and urban consumers rests with the states. Government of India provides assistance to states through various central sector or centrally sponsored schemes for improving the distribution sector. Integrated Power Development Scheme IPDS scheme approved for electricity distribution. The objectives of scheme are strengthening of sub-transmission and distribution networks in the urban areas, metering of distribution transformers or feeders or consumers in the urban areas, ID enablement of distribution sector and strengthening of distribution network apart from an extensive transmission system network at 500 kV HVDC, 400 kV, 220 kV, 132 kV and 66 kV, which has developed to transmit the power from generating station to the grid substations. A vast network of sub-transmission and distribution system has also come up for utilization of the power by the ultimate consumers. As the transmission and distribution T&D loss was not able to capture all the losses in the network, concept of aggregate technical and commercial T&C loss was introduced. The T&C loss captures technical as well as commercial losses in the network and is a true indicator of total losses in the system. High technical losses in the system are primarily due to inadequate investments over the years for system improvement works, which has resulted in unplanned extensions of the distribution lines, overloading of the system elements like transformers and conductors, and lack of adequate reactive power support. The commercial losses are mainly due to low metering efficiency, theft and pilferages. This may be eliminated by improving metering efficiency, proper energy accounting and auditing, and improved billing and collection efficiency. With the initiative of the Government of India and of the states, the Accelerated Power Development and Reform Program PDRP was launched in 2001. The PDRP meant to upgrade the distribution system, minimize transmission and distribution losses, improve metering and assign responsibility for the realization of user charges. All power plants are created with the same goal, to produce electric power as efficiently as possible. Hydroelectric power plants. Hydroelectric power plants generate power using the force of water to turn generators. Thermal power plants. Thermal power plants are split into two different categories: those that create electricity by burning fuel and those that create electricity via prime mover. A thermal power plant that produces electricity by the consumption of fuel is the nuclear power plant. Nuclear power plants use a nuclear reactor's heat to turn water into steam. This steam is sent through a turbine which is connected to an electric generator to generate electricity. Coal power plants operate in a manner similar to nuclear power plants in that the heat from the burning coal powers the steam turbine and electric generator. Solar power plants. Solar power plants derive their energy from sunlight, which is made accessible via photovoltaics PVs. Photovoltaic panels, or solar panels, are constructed using photovoltaic cells which are made of silica materials that release electrons when they are warmed by the thermal energy of the sun. The new flow of electrons generates electricity within the cell. Wind power plants. Wind power plants, also known as wind turbines, derive their energy from the wind by connecting a generator to the fan blades and using the rotational motion caused by wind to power the generator. Geothermal. Power plants produce geothermal energy by utilizing the Earth's dry steam or hot water accessed by digging wells. Either the dry steam or hot water is brought to the surface through pipes and processed into electricity in the power plant. Biomass. Biomass energy includes landfill methane gas, wood waste, farm byproducts and ethanol. The majority of biomass electricity today is generated using the steam cycle. In this process, biomass is burned in a boiler to make steam. The steam then turns a turbine, which is connected to a generator that produces electricity. India is the sixth largest in terms of power generation. About 65% of the electricity consumed in India is generated by thermal power plants, 22% by hydroelectric power plants, 3% by nuclear power plants and rest by 10% from other alternate sources like solar, wind, biomass, etc. Total installed capacity as on December 30, 2019. Source: Central Electricity Authority. CEA Central Sector consumed 92,797 megawatt electricity at 25.3% electricity. State sector consumed 103,815 megawatt electricity at 28.5% electricity. Private sector consumed 170,668 megawatt electricity at 46.6% electricity. Total thermal power generate 230,701 megawatt electricity at 62.8%, in which by coal generate 198,495 megawatt electricity at 54.2%. By lignite generate 6760 megawatt electricity at 1.7%. By gas generate 24,937 megawatt electricity at 6.9%. By diesel generate 510 megawatt electricity at 0.1%. Hydropower generate 45,399 megawatt electricity at 12.4%. Nuclear power generate 6780 megawatt electricity at 1.9%. Renewable energy source generate 84,400 megawatt electricity at 23.1%. It is installed capacity in respect of RES-MNRE as on November 30, 2019. RES renewable energy sources include small hydro project, biomass gasifier, biomass power, urban and industrial waste power, solar and wind energy. Hydropower plants. Hydropower plants capture the energy of falling water to generate electricity. The turbine converts the kinetic energy of falling water into mechanical energy. Then a generator converts the mechanical energy from the turbine into electrical energy. Parts of a hydroelectric plant. Most conventional hydroelectric plants include four major components. See graphic below. 1. Dam. Raises the water level of the river to create falling water. Also controls the flow of water. The reservoir that is formed is, in effect, stored energy. 2. Turbine. The force of falling water pushing against the turbine's blades causes the turbine to spin. A water turbine is much like a windmill, except the energy is provided by falling water instead of wind. The turbine converts the kinetic energy of falling water into mechanical energy. 3. Generator. Connected to the turbine by shafts and possibly gear, so when the turbine spins it causes the generator to spin also. converts the mechanical energy from the turbine into electric energy. Generators in hydropower plants work just like the generators in other types of power plants. 4. Transmission lines conduct electricity from the hydropower plant to homes and business. The amount of electricity a hydropower plant produces depends on two factors. 1. How far the water falls. The farther the water falls, the more power it has. Generally, the distance that the water falls depends on the size of the dam. The higher the dam, the farther the water falls and the more power it has. Scientists would say that the power of falling water is directly proportional to the distance it falls. In other words, water falling twice as far has twice as much energy. 2. Amount of water falling. More water falling through the turbine will produce more power. The amount of water available depends on the amount of water flowing down the river. Bigger rivers have more flowing water and can produce more energy. Power is also directly proportional to river flow. The river with twice the amount of flowing water as another river can produce twice as much energy. As for example, the dam is 10 feet high, so the water falls 10 feet and the average amount of water flowing in our river is 500 cubic feet per second. Now we can calculate the power of a dam using the following formula. Power equals height of dam x river flow x efficiency slash 11.8 power. The electric power in kilowatts, 1 kilowatt equals 1000 watts. Height of dam. The distance the water falls measured in feet. River flow. The amount of water flowing in the river measured in cubic feet per second. Efficiency. How well the turbine and generator convert the power of falling water into electric power. For older, poorly maintained hydroplants this might be 60%, 0.60, while for newer, well-operated plants this might be as high as 90%, 0.90. 11.8. Converts units of feet and seconds into kilowatts. Let's say we buy a turbine and generator with an efficiency of 80%. Then the power for our dam will be, power equals 10 feet multiplied by 500 cubic feet per second multiplied by 0.80 divided by 11.8 equals 339 kilowatts. Since electric energy is normally measured in kilowatt hours, we multiply the power from our dam by the number of hours in a year. Electric energy equals 339 kilowatts multiplied by 24 hours per day multiplied by 365 days per year equals 2,969,000 kilowatt hours. The average annual residential energy use is about 3,000 kilowatt hours for each person. So we can figure out how many people our dam could serve by dividing the annual energy production by 3,000. People served equals 2,969,000 kilowatt hours divided by 3,000 kilowatt hours per person equals 990 people. A water turbine is a rotary machine that converts kinetic energy and potential energy of water into mechanical work. Water turbines are mostly found in dams to generate electric power from water potential energy. Flowing water is directed onto the blades of a turbine runner, creating a force on the blades. Since the runner is spinning, the force acts through a distance. Force acting through a distance is the definition of work. In this way, energy is transferred from the water flow to the turbine. Water turbines are divided into two groups, reaction turbines and impulse turbines. Reaction turbines. Most water turbines in use are reaction turbines and are used in low less than 30 meters or 100 feet and medium 30 to 300 m or 100 to 1004 head applications. Reaction turbines. The LH turbine, Francis turbine, Kaplan turbine, Tyson turbine, Doria's turbine, Orlov helical turbine. Impulse turbines. Impulse turbines are often used in very high greater than 300 m or 1004 head applications. Impulse turbine. Water wheel, Pelton wheel, turbo turbine, cross flow turbine also known as a Banke-Mitchell turbine, or Olsberger turbine, Johnville turbine, reverse overshot water wheel, screw turbine, Bark turbine. An electric generator. An electric generator is a device used to convert mechanical energy into electrical energy. The generator is based on the principle of electromagnetic induction discovered in 1831 by Michael Faraday, the British scientist. Faraday discovered that if an electric conductor, like a copper wire, is moved through a magnetic field, electric current will flow be induced in the conductor. So the mechanical energy of the moving wire is converted into the electric energy of the current that flows in the wire. Alternating current. AC alternating current describes the flow of charge that changes direction periodically. As a result, the voltage level also reverses along with the current. AC is used to deliver power to houses, office buildings, etc. Direct current. DC direct current is defined as the unit directional flow of current. Current only flows in one direction. Formula: volts multiplied by amps equals watt. Single phase equals total load in watts divided by 230 volts. Three phase equals total load in watts divided by 3 times 230 volts. This is the chart showing typical domestic loads. 1. Fan, 60 watt, 1 square millimeters size wire. 2. Lamp tube light, 40 watt, 1 square millimeters size wire. 3. Room heater, 200 watt, 1 ampere, 1.5 square millimeters size wire. 4. Water heater, 8 LTR, 1200 to 1000 watt, 10 ampere, 2.5 square millimeters size wire. 15 LTR, 4000 watt, 20 ampere, 4 square millimeters size wire. 60 LTR, 6000 watt, 32 ampere, 6 square millimeters size wire. 5. Immersion heater, 1000 watt, 6 ampere, 1.5 square millimeters size wire. 6. Hot plate, single, 1000 watt, 6 ampere, 1.5 square millimeters size wire. 7. Iron non-automatic, 500 watt, 3 ampere, 1.5 square millimeters size wire. Iron automatic, 1000 watt, 6 ampere, 1.5 square millimeters size wire. 8. Mixer or juicer, 300 watt, 2 ampere, 1.5 square millimeters size wire. 9. TV or VCR, 200 watt, 1 ampere, 1.5 square millimeters size wire. 10. Music system, 200 watt, 1 ampere, 1.5 square millimeters size wire. 11. Refrigerator 165 LTR, 400 watt, 3 ampere, 1.5 square millimeters size wire. Refrigerator 285 LTR, 600 watt, 4 ampere, 1.5 square millimeters size wire. Refrigerator 350 LTR, 750 watt, 6 ampere, 1.5 square millimeters size wire. 12. Toaster, 500 watt, 3 ampere, 1.5 square millimeters size wire. 13. Vacuum cleaner, 400 watt, 3 ampere, 1.5 square millimeters size wire. 14. Washing machine without heater, 1300 watt, 10 ampere, 2.5 square millimeters size wire. Washing machine with heater, 6300 watt, 32 ampere, 6 square millimeters size wire. 15. Water cooler, 700 watt, 6 ampere, 1.5 square millimeters size wire. 16. Desert cooler, 300 watt, 2 ampere, 1.5 square millimeters size wire. 17. Oven, 750 watt, 6 ampere, 1.5 square millimeters size wire. 18. Electric kettle, 1500 watt, 7.5 ampere, 1.5 square millimeters size wire. 19. Air conditioner 1 ton, 700 watt, 10 ampere, 2.5 square millimeters size wire. Air conditioner 1.5 ton, 700 watt, 16 ampere, 4 square millimeters size wire. Air conditioner 2 ton, 700 watt, 16 ampere, 4 square millimeters size wire. 20. Hair dryer, 1000 watt, 7.5 ampere, 1.5 square millimeters size wire. 21. Microwave, 800 watt, 6 ampere, 1.5 square millimeters size wire. Thermal power plants. A thermal power plant that produces electricity by the consumption of fuel is the nuclear power plant. Nuclear power plants use a nuclear reactor's heat to turn water into steam. This steam is sent through a turbine which is connected to an electric generator to generate electricity. Nuclear reactors convert the energy released by controlled nuclear fission into thermal energy for further conversion to mechanical or electrical forms. Fission. When a large fissile atomic nucleus such as uranium-235 or plutonium-239 absorbs a neutron, it may undergo nuclear fission. The heavy nucleus splits into two or more lighter nuclei, the fission products releasing kinetic energy, gamma radiation, and free neutrons. A portion of these neutrons may be absorbed by other fissile atoms and trigger further fission events, which release more neutrons, and so on. This is known as a nuclear chain reaction. Heat generation. The reactor core generates heat in a number of ways. The kinetic energy of fission products is converted to thermal energy when these nuclei collide with nearby atoms. The reactor absorbs some of the gamma rays produced during fission and converts their energy into heat. Heat is produced by the radioactive decay of fission products and materials that have been activated by neutron absorption. This decayed heat source will remain for some time even after the reactor is shut down.